If you Google the phrase volunteer soldier, you get a lot of information about soldiers who are paid, usually with tax dollars. If you Google the word unpaid soldiers, you get a lot of information about government soldiers who are expecting taxpayer money, and it's considered an aberration that they're not getting it. Soldiering is a more heroic and noble endeavor than many people give it credit for. Obviously, there are going to be cases where there is abuse by soldiers. Some are guilty of it, some are not. But as with so many other things, the sticking point is not necessarily the service, but the funding mechanism. That's why I'd like to see a different type of Memorial Day celebration spring up. One that honors veterans who have served without receiving tax dollars. Unfortunately, you probably have to go back to the Revolutionary War to easily find someone who fits the category of a true volunteer soldier. I'm not saying there weren't others, it's just that's where they'd be easy to find. Even there, a few minutes of searching gave me no details on such people. It's like the issue doesn't even come up. Presumably, there were American citizens who battled the Japanese occupation of the Philippines, but were not paid, at least not at the time, by the U.S. government, and were not on the government. They weren't government workers. To me, these mysterious, almost unnamed, unthought-of people are a step above the government soldier who's taking a paycheck from the taxpayer. And yet, they get such short shrift in comparison to the government-paid veterans that there isn't really even a name for what they are. I guess the best thing I could call them would be true volunteer soldiers. Now, this is not to disparage the 40-year-old colonel who attacked a German machine gun nest in World War II. It's just to request proportion and a more elevated status for people who battled occupation without getting any tax dollars. I guess an imperfect example of this, very imperfect since he's not even an American, would be George Orwell. Orwell joined, I think, the Abraham Lincoln Brigade in Spain, and I don't think he got any government paychecks when he was there fighting the Germans before World War II. Of course, at other periods of his life, Orwell was a bureaucrat or soldier, so again, he's not the perfect example. Just off the top of my head, I know that. So you may know what I don't. You may have a piece of information on a person who sort of fits this category, and maybe I can do a video honoring them next Memorial Day. But as of now, the real story on this is just how it's really not very easy to even find information about such a person. Those of you who are special fans of America's traditional mission in the world and of veterans who kind of help carry that out, I just ask you step back, as I had to do eventually, and remember that when you advocate government intervention, government military action to solve some terrible problem overseas, you're advocating that your neighbors, maybe even members of your family who disagree with you, be forced to pay for it. You probably know somebody who's a pacifist or close to it. You probably don't hate them. But when you advocate warfare, you're advocating that they be forced to pay for your plan. How do you feel when those people, or greenies or whatever, turn around and advocate that you be forced to pay for some welfare program? Don't do to them what they're doing to you. If there's an overseas problem, genocide or terrorists or whatever, man up and do something about it yourself. Don't expect the army to solve all your problems for you. Obviously, by do something about it, I mean do something constructive, non-aggressive. By the way, here's an unrelated piece of New Hampshire Liberty news. Not exactly hot off the presses, but I hadn't gotten around to mentioning it and wanted to make sure that I did. There is another New Hampshire Liberty radio program now. I think more of a podcast at this point. It's called, I think it's at nhlibertyradio.com. It's really good. I actually enjoy listening to it even more than Free Talk Live because they are more New Hampshire-centric. And I hope that's what they'll continue focusing on, is New Hampshire stuff, instead of trying to tackle the whole country like Free Talk Live does. There's a place for the latter, but a niche for the former. And yes, for those of you who are asking why my audio narration sounds different, yes, it's because I'm now doing my audio tracks while I'm out taking a walk. That's right, I can walk and do videos at the same time. Or maybe I should say I can walk and chew videos at the same time.
What are you arresting this man for?
You've seen the dramatic Liberty arrests in Keene, New Hampshire. Now see 111 reasons why you should move there and reinforce these gutsy activists. Keene's advantages are compelling, and the list of reasons to move has just been updated. For details, visit freekeene.com.